I don't know Jordan that talks from his top teeth.
I'm going to. I'm going to talk from right up here.
It's weird. It just weirds me out.
Talking from my bottom teeth is unattractive. It's like very lazy. It's like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, the thing about it is, it's very buck here and it's very not like clear. But if I bring it up here and I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, how are you doing? You, dude.
No,
in your eyes.
No, I'm trying to smile like Ted Cruz, where like I smile up with this part of my mouth, but down with this part. So I'm. Well, that's 2 jokes that didn't land. I don't really feel.
This isn't comedy, Paul. We don't have to be funny on this one.
I always have to be funny. This is gonna be a train wreck. Yeah. What you just did bothered him.
No, I saw his mask went down.
He was like, I have to stand up. This mask went down. The mask doesn't go down.
It doesn't?
It's permanently up.
Andrew's mask is permanently up. That's what we learned tonight.
I thought we were talking about ships.
Alright, so we're ready?
We've been ready.
Hello, Planeteers. Thanks for tuning in to our 8th episode of Over a Bottle. My name's Jordan Reagan, and I'm friends with this guy.
My name is Paul Erdman, and I happen to be friends with this guy.
Oh, changing it up. So today, we got a really special, normal episode of Over a Bottle here.
Masturbation. The email you sent me.
What?
You said we're going to talk about self-love the entire episode.
Oh, gosh. Okay, well, that's the first joke that landed, but before we get there, today, we're being sponsored unofficially by Red Bull. That's pretty splendid. The tasting notes, Paul, are...
It tastes like a combination of Sweet Tarts and Smarties. Like any chalky candy you can think of. This is like the liquid form of that.
I hope that's not an insult, though, because those are both delicious candies.
Calling things chalky?
Yeah.
No. Imagine all the things that students learned because of chalk.
Yeah. Wow.
Andrew loved that one.
That was such a terrible joke. Your character.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about self-love. And
Fap.
you're going to ruin every intro I make, aren't you?
Yeah. No.
So today we're talking about self-love.
Interesting.
Self-love, it's really important. It's important in our society. We live in the United States, and we're essentially taught from day one not to love ourselves. And we're essentially taught from day one that unless you do the right things, say the right things, become the right person, unless you don't cry and don't show your emotions unless it's a really appropriate time, make sure you tell the right jokes, make sure you wear the right clothes, you're not going to be happy and you're not going to be fulfilled.
This sounds like an extension of the Masks episode we did.
Absolutely.
Like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
It's almost the sequel.
Yeah, I mean, learning how to love yourself is...
You're not wearing an undershirt.
Why does that matter?
I respect it. That's all. I can see the way you're sitting, your
Is this
materials.
an extended making fun of Jordan's nipples joke again? Because it's been a long time since high school, Paul.
No.
And I had to wear a mask about my nipples for years.
I would never make fun of your nipples. I would never do a close-up shot of your nipples. Not on 4K video. Ever. That's not something I would do.
So
I'm a good person.
Loving yourself is really hard, and it's an acquired skill. It's something that you have to learn how to do. You're not really born with it. You're not really... Are you making fun? Are you sassing?
No.
Self-love is something that is incredibly hard to do. And this past year, my personal experience, I've learned a lot about what loving yourself means. And I think that, I don't know, I think people really get hung up on what it means, because self-love sounds like one of those loosey-goosey self-help terms. It's like, love yourself, man. You know, you just gotta get in touch with yourself. I don't know, do you have any sort of preconceived notion on what that is?
It does make me think of somebody who's annoying to talk to at a party. Like
someone that's in touch with self-love. Yeah, absolutely.
I've had like a really good experience the past 2 years because like I did not do what my dad said I had to do. He said, I'm going to cut you off if you don't cut your dreads. And I was like, Dad, this is who I am. And like, I'm going to Coachella and you can't stop me. And also, can I borrow $500? Because my friend said I have to pay for gas. I'm having an experience. Can my longboard fit in your trunk?
Just for the record, no joke, Paul, landed before we started filming, and that was the first joke that landed. That was bravo, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's pretty much what self-love is. You nailed it. It's that kid. I don't know how to come back into reality.
But no, but that's what I think of when you say like, hey man, what's your experience with self-love? It's like, well, hating people at parties. That's my experience.
I think I found a lot of questions about why would someone not want to be with me. Really hurts a lot. Why would someone not want to like spend their lives with me? And so I think that started a journey for me where I was like, who am I? What am I doing? And do I love myself? Do I actually think that I'm a person that is worthwhile, that has value, that's someone I want to be and become? And it was really, really challenging because I think I woke up and I think there was a lot of things that I was doing that I wasn't interested in doing. I wasn't the person that I wanted to be. And for me, uniquely to me, I think, was that I just did the Myers-Briggs test. I don't know if you know what you are off the top of your head.
Yeah. That's the color one, right?
What? No. ENFP. That's what I am.
Oh, yes. Yeah. There's also a color one.
Sure.
Where it's like, I learned about this today even, actually, in a meeting. But it's like, people in this office would assign those ENRMFTPs to different colors, and then they would stack them from like, this is what I am to the bottom, same as what like the letter system.
Right.
But then that would be the color on their name tag by their office.
Oh, okay.
So people would know when they came into their office, they'd be like, oh, he's a yellow-green, so I know that I have to come in and like start with the positives and like slowly lead into the negatives when I want to like tell this person
really
something.
Complicated.
But like genius, because it's
how
like...
How would you remember the colors?
Because you know who you are.
Okay.
And what your colors are.
Okay.
So it's like, I'm a red, so that's the most important to me, and then it filters down to the yellow, which is least important to me.
Training on how reds and yellows are supposed to...
It's part of the orientation process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how you initiate with the yellow.
Yeah. Sorry, but yeah, thank you, by the way.
Yeah,
but it's part of the orientation process for those people working at that company, that they're like, these are the colors, you're going to take the test as part of orientation, and then you'll find your colors, and you'll know how to properly address someone so that they'll hear what you're saying. So, and I was like, that's genius.
Yeah, so an ENFP...
That's Myers-Briggs, right?
Right.
Myers-Briggs.
That's correct. As an ENFP, I learned that I'm a very big picture person. I come up with all sorts of ideas. I want to start YouTube channels, make videos with my best friends, and then I never do them. ENFPs are literally the most non-follow-through people. We like to come up with stuff and talk about it a lot, and then never do it, because once it gets into the details and the work of it all, we kind of just get lazy and we're like, could someone else do that? I really liked it when I was just coming up with like the idea of what's going to happen. So
I can empathize with that. I've done that a lot in my life.
Yeah, and I was a person that perennially did that. And it's something to where I would constantly come up with these grand notions of what I wanted to do in my life, in my relationships, in my romantic relationships, and then I would proceed to not do them because...
Yeah. I saw evidence of that.
Yeah.
But you started Jordan Public Radio. I wanted to be a part of it.
Right.
But you did one video, and I saw it, and it was like 6 months after you did the first video, I think?
Yeah,
maybe longer?
Probably.
And you still hadn't posted anything else. Jordan Public Radio. Wow.
That's how this got started, is you calling me from that video.
If you would have put that on your, like, just Jordan Reagan Facebook or... Yeah. I would have never seen that you were doing Jordan Public Radio.
Right.
So that's amazing. But you're so good at the follow-through with this over a bottle thing. Like, you're on top of it.
Well, and here's what I learned about myself, and we're getting a little bit off of self-love, but I love it.
No, let's go.
No, but what I learned about myself is that an ENFP that learns how to follow through can do huge things. They can do way bigger things than originally thought, even.
Because the big ideas that are amazing meets the motivation to see those out and to fruition, if you will.
Exactly, and this is maybe not the fairest statement, but a lot of people who are very, very diligent and like detail-oriented and good at hard work, they actually are not good enough at dreaming and thinking bigger than themselves. So, you know, someone might be in a club at school and they might ask for a budget of $500, where like a me would be like, ask for a budget of $10,000. Then when they give you $5,000, you can like do crazy things with it. But the very practical, pragmatic, hardworking person goes, well, that I don't want to dream too big because this is what I need. This is the next incremental step. I'm the type of person that I can exponentially grow something.
From my perspective, I'm Steve Jobs and you're Steve Wozniak.
Okay.
From your perspective, you're Steve Jobs and I'm Steve Wozniak.
Probably.
And I might be popping that bubble right now because I do the same thing all the time where I'm like, I want to do this big thing, it's going to be awesome. Yeah. And then I like watch Netflix and don't do that thing.
Whoa.
And it sounds like you do the same thing.
For being here.
We are Steve Jobs and he is Steve Wozniak.
I was about to say, I'm like the opposite of you two.
Yeah.
I have no idea how we're doing this then because I procrastinate. I do not follow through with things, but I come up with these ideas that I love and I put so much time into just that idea. But what's blowing my mind is that like you and I came together on this somehow.
Yep.
And solved each other's problems that were the same problem. We're like, I can't follow through. Oh, I can't follow through. Well, I'm going to follow through so I don't disappoint you. And you're like, oh, I'm going to follow through so I don't disappoint you.
You know, look at the man in the mirror and say,
man in the mirror.
Gotta make that change. I did make a change, and thank you. I looked at the man in the mirror and I said,
thank you.
Okay, you shit lord. Gosh.
You mad at me?
Once again, we're not doing like professional news, so it's not gonna. But
hey, aren't we? Don't demean what we're doing. We spent $60 on these lights.
Sorry.
Dude, you're making really good points right now, so quit blowing my mind.
You're making really good points.
Dad?
You
don't understand the journey that I am on right now.
If I would experiencing experiences.
I would explain it to you if I thought that you could understand, but really it would be a waste of my time and your time. And to me, to waste someone's time is almost like taking away part of their life because life is fleeting, Dad.
Holy cow, you have characters. You have so many characters.
I like it. I just love it.
You have like 8 that I've seen.
I love it. It's my favorite thing to do.
Oh.
Don't boost my ego.
No, but it just makes me feel shitty as an improver.
No, that's not my desire.
Dad?
It's
not my desire.
Dad, you want me to join your business? Do you think I want to sell sporting goods? No, Dad. I'm happy that you are Dick from Dick's Sporting Goods. That's like exciting for me and what I want to do, but I do not want to sell your overpriced Chinese-made products to other dudes who just try to be like me and no one can be me because, Dad, I'm me.
Because Dad...
Mom, Dad is being a total dick from Dick's Sporting Goods right now, if you know what I mean.
You're cutting all this footage and making a separate sketch video of just you doing this.
Done. Dad.
ENFPs have a really hard time following through.
Can you break down the E and the F
you
and the
always
P?
interrupt my shit, Paul!
I know. But can you break those down?
I am an extroverted, intuitive, feeling, perceptive person. I read my Myers-Briggs, and it was like daggers how accurate it was. So ENFPs just have a really hard time getting down from the clouds and into the trenches. Mm-hmm. And so learning how to do hard work, if there's an easier path, of course you're going to gravitate towards the easier path.
I wonder what your brother is.
I do wonder what he is too.
Yeah,
I
know we don't talk about your brother ever on this thing, but like... Because your brother was very straight A's and straight laced, really.
We're very similar, but he's just an introvert, so he'd probably be an INFP.
Yeah,
he'd be the exact same as me, except for an I.
So he's still like head in the clouds, yet he's not so like garish and.
Garish.
What happened?
It's a great word. Just like Travis Oxenthal will be proud, Paul.
You always gotta throw that in my face.
Um,
I'm sorry that I didn't compliment you on your vocabulary, and I only complimented our other friend.
Who came to our last video, by the way. Love you, Trav.
Yeah, he told me to stop touching my face.
We really are not on track here, Paul. Every single person has something called an adaptive strategy. And we talked about in our other video about the masks that you wear, the things that you do to be okay. My strategy? Video games. That's all I did. I did that at the expense of everything else. So when I ripped the Band-Aid off, stopped that, I actually ended my pornography addiction too, just get really real, ended that as well. When I ripped those Band-Aids off, I was like, oh wow, I sit at home, I sit in my red chair, and I'm divorced, and I'm like, I feel terrible, I really feel horrible. All I want to do is to do anything to get my mind off of it. And I didn't let myself do that. I read books about what I was feeling. I learned how to feel my feelings and talk to other people. And then, moreover, I learned how to love myself. And loving yourself doesn't mean you feel good. It doesn't mean that, like, magically your feelings are going to feel, I suddenly feel really great about everything that's happening in the world around me. Loving yourself it's truly effort. It's like a disciplined effort to have positive self-talk, to say what the world is telling you, and then say what's actually true, which is that, you know, one thing that that we had in our notes here is we are human beings, not human doings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? It means that there's nothing about being a human that makes us, like, we don't have to do anything to qualify to be a part of the human race. Because we exist at all, we are okay, and we are enough. And anything that society tells us that oh, well, you don't, you know, you're too short, your hands are too big, or your eyes are really small, or, you know, you don't have the right facial structure. Basically, society tells us all these different things that are not okay about ourselves, and we're taught from a very early age not to think that we're okay.
Yeah.
So we put on masks, right?
I like a lot of what you said there, because you were talking about, first of all, the concept of human being, not human doing. You are not a person because of the things you do.
Yep.
You are just born a person.
That's right.
And every person has three things in common. Every person I've met has three things in common. They get hungry, they get tired, and they get horny. Mm-hmm. And those are the three things that across the board, man, woman, doesn't matter. It makes more sense to then start feeling what you're talking about, or working towards what you're talking about, which is that self-love thing. Like, I'm going to be in this skin my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I should probably like it.
A really attractive... I have a lot of female friends that are very attractive, universally. Oh, many friends.
I couldn't even give you a number.
Hundreds.
Not
thousands.
Quantifiable.
No, friends of mine who are physically attractive, it ends up becoming the sole thing that people focus on when they meet them. They're always commenting, and I find myself needing to comment, like, wow, you look great, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I hate that, by the way. I don't want to be someone that points that out all the time, but they're so attractive that it just becomes the thing. And so those are the people that they focus the most on how they look, because we as a society are telling them this really matters.
Your brother can tune a guitar by ear.
I can tune a guitar by ear.
No.
100%.
No.
It's easy as hell.
I don't really think so. You're probably going to miss it. Do you have a tuner?
What? I am a tuner.
So tell us how you experience self-love and how you appreciate yourself. You can connect with us on Twitter @overabottle, or you can send us an email at overabottle@gmail.com. Also next week, if you have any questions, send them in, because we're going to be doing a complete Q&A episode. So any questions you have that you want to hear from us about past episodes, or things that we haven't covered, or subjects that are on your mind that you want us to talk about, send those questions in.
And just a reminder, we do have a Facebook page now. It's Jordan Public Radio. So please search for that and like it. And subscribe.
Yep.